Hi and welcome to this healthy eating video. Healthy eating facts, trans fats and soda. Regardless of the type of diet you may be on or what your current lifestyle is, there are definitely some healthy eating facts that always stay the same. Saturated fat, for instance, is not healthy for you, and it doesn't matter how active or inactive you are. Nor does it matter how much you weigh or how many calories you take in per day. Facts are facts, and some things remain true regardless. And one of those is that man-made trans fats are always unhealthy. Much like restricting your calories too severely, this can also take a real toll on your body. Now, several years ago, people didn't have the need to concern themselves with trans fats, or more specifically, man-made trans fats, as these are a recent addition to our food. And of course, there are some naturally occurring trans fats which aren't a major health issue at all. Now, the good news is that man-made trans fats are easy to spot on food labels, but only when you know how. Now, the most recent labelling guidelines tell manufacturers that they have to show exactly how much trans fat is in each serving of their food. However, if it's under a certain amount, they're allowed to show it as 0 grams of trans fat, even if there is some of it in the food. Now, while this is playing a little bit dirty with your health, there is one way you can know for sure, and that's simply read the full list of ingredients. Because if you see the word hydrogenated, then it contains man-made trans fats, and you should just leave it on the shelf. Now, researchers first brought hydrogenated fats and oils to the market in around 1911. Now, at that time, it solved a major problem, one of spoilage. And if you think refrigeration was still in its infancy at that time, and a lot of homes had no way of keeping their food cool. This was a major problem because it meant that most foods that contain fats would rapidly turn rancid on the shelf. And trans fats changed all that. It fixed that issue for the manufacturer and for the person at home. And all of a sudden, people could keep margarine and instant cocoa and all sorts of other various perishable products easily at home without refrigeration. Now, refrigeration is no longer a problem. Everybody has refrigerators in their home these days, but trans fats remain an issue. And that's because researchers have found a link between hydrogenated fats and a number of different diseases. Now, this is most likely due to the fact that hydrogenation changes the molecular properties of what would be otherwise completely natural fats. And even the government is starting to change the way it looks at trans fats. Now, healthy eating facts don't end with trans fats though. One other thing you need to avoid is carbonated soft drinks. Now, if they're sweetened with sugar, you can have up to 3 tablespoonfuls of sugar in a small 12-ounce can, and every single one of those is an empty calorie. What about those soft drinks that have added vitamins or additional nutrients? Well, they aren't so great for you either. That's because you are still getting way too many simple carbohydrates. Now, most beverages like this also contain artificial flavors, they contain caffeine, other artificial colors, and many other additives, and many of those are not going to be good for you either. So what about sodas that use artificial sweeteners, often sold as 0 or no calories? Well, they aren't that good for you either, I'm afraid. The jury's still out on the various sweeteners, but so far it looks like it is just not worth taking the risk of taking these drinks. Even if they aren't that bad for you, there are enough other bad things in the carbonated beverages to make it worth steering clear of them. Another one of those healthy eating facts that you can absolutely rely on.